Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again with another PTS video, although a different one from what I would usually do during the PTS cycle. I did the overview for Lillith and the first impressions. Go and check those videos out, of course, if you haven't. So first off, what I'm going to do today is go through the new event pass, show the skins in the event pass, give my thoughts. I also want to hear from you guys, of course, in the comments. It doesn't really make sense for me to jump into a game with these anyway. So yeah, let's go through them. I will jump into the target practice with the skins in a minute. I just want to actually go through the battle pass first and give some thoughts, because there's a few things here that I want to talk about that other people at least haven't even noticed apparently. I love the Atlas skin, as I'm sure a lot of you could have guessed, right up my alley with the aesthetic. It looks fantastic. I can't do the 360 here, but like I said, I'll show it in a minute. It looks really good. It comes with a sick recolor as well. Then you get crystals, very standard, a spray, skin boosters, not really bothered about that. The more hungers, limited loading frame, which actually looks really cool. I'm not sure if it's animated. It isn't animated here. It'd be kind of cool if the eye moved and stuff, or if this one opened when you load in. I'm not sure. Then at level 6 we get Dark Embrace IO as an avatar, but it's not loading, so I'm not really sure what that looks like. I can't remember it from the patch notes either. Level 7 you get the Corrupted IO skin, which I'm really digging. They literally put Vora's aesthetic onto IO, which means I'm going to be picking up IO quite a bit more. This is honestly, in my opinion, fantastic. I know it's not for everybody, it's not everybody's sort of thing, but for me this was pretty much exactly what I wanted. I remember correctly, I even mentioned it in a video. It might have got cut out or whatever, but I really wanted a dark sort of edgy IO skin, because we had a lot of happy, more sort of friendly, normal IO skins. That was really badly worded, but to get one like this is just fantastic in my opinion. I really hope they do this for more of the characters that don't have skins like this just yet. This sort of Yagarath for aesthetic fits so goddamn well on characters like IO, and I'd like to see more of that in the future. I really enjoy both the skins. I think they're both 10 out of 10 for me. Not really sure with the effects just yet, but like I said, I'll take a look in a second. Then we have a spray. It's a spray. I'm not really that bothered about sprays, to be completely honest. We have a title. That's a title, a chest, nothing I can really say there, and bounty coins. This avatar's pretty cool. It looks like it could be a Ram skin. I don't think it is, but I'd actually like to see this quite a bit as a Ram skin. Although in my opinion, we should get a really happy, sort of similar to Cuddly Makoa skin for Ram, because I think it would be really funny, because he's already got a bunch of, edgy ones or whatever. This would be sick though if they did want to do one for Ram in this theme with Vora and Yagarath. I think it would look really cool, especially if he just had a bunch of eyes for no reason like this. Not necessarily googly eyes, maybe they can make it cutesy in that way though. I don't know, just throwing random ideas out there that I like to see. This is a spray, pretty cool for those of you guys that like Yagarath, although that does just look like a screenshot from her in game, which is a bit rough. Then we have this, which looks quite a bit better, similar thing, but taking that way more. Then gold, for people who don't have millions of it, has a bright future title, and Dark Embrace pip. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about. There's also one for Bomb King, Dark Embrace Bomb King, which you get from Trials of the Realm, which I'll put on screen next to this, because I'd really like to see those as skins at some point. Again, it won't be for everybody, but I really like it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that specifically. Would you like to see these two as skins? Because I, personally would. I'm going to put the Bomb King one in post. It's not there for me, but yeah, I like both of them a lot. I hope they get turned into skins. And if they do, hopefully in the future, they do more stuff like this where they sort of tease them in battle passes before they actually end up coming out. Then we've got crystals, very standard stuff, a chest, bounty coins, the recurred version of the skin for Alice, which also looks really good, although I don't like as much as the other one, gold, and then another spray. That one is pretty interesting. I'm sure those of you guys that are really into the Paladins lore will be digging that, and then the recurred version. Let's do Atlas's one first. We'll just go ahead and equip stuff. Is my inspector going to work? No, that's a bit of a shame. I can't inspect stuff because the key bindings are all broken right now on the PTS, but here is the Atlas weapon. Oh my god, they've actually put a ton of work into the effects on the eyeball there. That's sick. It actually like sort of moves around, as does the one on the top. The orange sort of sound effects for the shots aren't crazy, although the little finish on the end there is really nice, and so is the reload. Holy shit, they put a ton of work into the weapon here. Talked about this before when I've, made videos on other skins, but sometimes the effects are kind of underwhelming compared to like the 3D model. This time around, they actually match really well and look sick. There is the Q, fantastic. Again, really well done. Does actually match the skin really well. Don't just feel like generic effects or something. There's the F. I don't like the huge eye that pops on your screen because that's really distracting, but I guess you're going to know if you've got the skin equipped. And then the right click, pretty subtle, although it does have a nice sort of vortex effect going on. I'm just surprised they made the right click so subtle when the F is so loud and the Q is as loud as it is, the right click. I'm surprised they didn't just make it an eyeball or something, but it's sort of like a black hole. The weapon looks great though, again, looks just top notch. And yeah, the ultimate, I'm hoping that they change these effects to make them a different color. There's actually like tendrils coming out of the weapon, or tentacles I suppose, not tendrils, I guess it's the same sort of thing. The ultimate animation looks a bit funny because of the gun, I will point that out, but the ult looks great. The effect seems to be nearly the exact same. It'd be cool if that was an eyeball, but maybe I'm just not noticing the difference. The ult looks good. I really like the fact they actually changed like there to be sort of tentacles coming out at the end. The animation does look a bit weird because he's sort of just randomly grabbing something that isn't there, but I think it also looks weird on the normal skin, doesn't it? I can't remember. and the effect on the right click and the ultimate a little bit underwhelming, but overall really solid. I'd rate the skin like a solid 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 to be honest, whereas the effect I'd put a little bit lower. Can we get a closer view on it? I think I need to be a little bit further away from the wall because I want to show it up close, sort of like this. Yeah, there you go, that's good enough, right? It looks great in third person. You're going to see it in first person most of the time, which is sick too. Just wish the effects were a tiny bit better on a few of those little elements I pointed out. Here is a look at the IO one. Pretty good. I don't think I like it as much as the Atlas one, but it does look really, really solid. It's just, for some reason, the highlights on a hand are a little bit brighter than I feel like they should be. They look a little bit overexposed or something. That really is nitpicking, but yeah, it just looks a little bit brighter than I think it should be. Here's a look in third person. Again, it looks fantastic in third person. What are the effects going to look like? Luna obviously also has her own skin. Didn't point that out in the menus because there's no way for me to, but Luna looks absolutely fantastic. A baby Yagarath, pretty much. This is one of the parts of the skin that I can't imagine anybody disliking. Same with like the other versions of Luna, to be honest, the one where it's got a goddamn pirate hat. They're all cute as hell. This one, though, specifically is done incredibly well with the horn and just overall, I love this. I think this is great. Let's reposition our Luna over here. It has got a different sort of effect going on. The right click actually turns the weapon green. I do remember that from the patch notes show, but my god, that looks really good. Okay, that bumps the weapon up a hell of a lot. I think maybe even over the Atlas one. That is a really, really cool effect. Again, this is all personal preference stuff, super subjective. Some people might not give a crap, but to me that is a really, really cool touch. And then the weapon shots got an interesting effect on the end. The sort of trail for it seems to be sort of a standard orange, right? But the finish and the actual end of the projectile is really, really cool. Let's try out the ultimate. That is a screech, but the ultimate looks fantastic. Holy crap, they actually did a really good job there on the ultimate. If we go ahead and throw it long range, can sort of see it looks like a Yagarath head, but more of like a bee or wasp sort of thing than usual. The sound effect actually is kind of crazy. That's like a bug scream or something, man. The effect on the ultimate though is really, really good. I'm impressed with both of these. These are battle pass skins. Again, like I expect the ones at like 800 crystals to maybe be a bit above these, but these are both in a battle pass, and yeah, that's just fantastic. Again, bit of a better look here. I should probably have shown Atlas mounted up, but doesn't matter too much. I don't know why I have the standard horse on the PTS for some reason, but yeah, ultimate. Even with the noise, it's probably kind of annoying. You're not usually spamming the ultimate with IO, right? I imagine it might be a bit of a gameplay disadvantage, but if you're using this skin, I doubt you really care that much. And then the F, which doesn't have any effect, but does have a different sound effect. Does the Luna move? No, the Luna move has the same sound effect, but the F is different. Let me hear that one more time. I'm going to grab Corona so I can do it a bit faster. The right click is actually different too. You probably can't hear it very much, but it's a little bit more echoey, a little bit bassier than it usually is. And the F, I'm going to be quiet so you can probably hear it. It's also a little bit more mystical. Overall, they've done a great job with this. I didn't really notice too much of a difference with the Atlas sound effects, but the IO one I like even more than the Atlas skin, which is saying something because I like the Atlas one a lot. I'd honestly probably give this one a 9.75 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10, and then the effects a tiny bit lower, just a little bit. There's a few bits I don't absolutely love, but I don't know really what I'd even change. This is just a great skin. So I switched to the Frozen Moon and the other version of the Atlas one. One other thing I wanted to point out that I forgot to, that I thought was kind of a cool cosmetic, is that there's a death card for Lillith that actually looks really cool. You get it from Trials of the Realm as well. I'll just put that on screen now, why not? But yeah, here are the recolored versions of the skins. Io's hand doesn't look overexposed in this one. The lighting looks a bit more normal. I don't know why it was weird on the orange skin. I think there's a few other skins in game that have that as well. I'm not sure why. Seems like the effects might be the same color though. Luna in blue looks quite a bit worse to me. I don't really like the blue aesthetic for this one, blue purpley, as much as I did the other color like selection. Again, the F doesn't really have any sort of effect, but is the ultimate going to be different? I actually did make it blue. Okay, props to him. I got to give him props because they didn't do this all the time, but they actually did it with these. They seem to have changed the colors. The right click still is green, but a little bit of a different colored green, maybe. Yeah, the shots are blue. I can't really complain. They did exactly what I'd hope they'd do, although the Q still highlights in red instead of the blue, but it is different from how it was in the other one, so they did change it. They just changed it differently than I was expecting them to. Overall, it's great. I don't like it as much as the other coloured version, but they did actually change all the effects, set matches. So yeah, we'll check the Atlas one. I'm hoping that these will be green, although I'm not sure if they will be. I'm hoping because they did it with the IO one, they'll do it here with Atlas too. It's a bit more subdued than I was expecting, and the end of his weapon is also weirdly exposed. Looks kind of weird, looks kind of nuclear. It actually makes sense for this skin. It looks kind of right in this one, but yeah, there's the weapon shot. They did actually make it green. I gotta be honest with you, I do really like the sort of green toxic effects on this. It's going to be very, very obvious though in game. Again, gameplay disadvantage if you're looking for that sort of thing, or looking out for it. I mean, there is the F. The F is still red in your face. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they put as much work into changing the colors on the Atlas one. I think I called him Mazan a minute ago, but the weapon shots look good. The right click is essentially the same thing. The F doesn't really look any different, and the Q is the same thing. I'm a little bit more disappointed with the Atlas one. Again, the only time it massively takes away from a skin is if the entire character and everything is like blue and then the effects are still red. It's a bit weird, like the Tyra Fire skin. But with this one, I feel like it still fits because it's still green and purple. But again, don't like this one as much as I liked the original version. Let's take a look at the Ultimate. I imagine this is going to be the exact same. Yeah, I feel like they could have put a little bit more effort into changing the colors, but I think they did enough. Don't feel the need to complain about this one at all. The tendrils are a different color, which is cool. They could have left those the same and they probably would have looked fine, but they did make them a little bit more gross than they were before. I feel like they did change the right click, and the Q is definitely the same, and maybe the F is a bit different, but it all fits. It makes sense. I don't necessarily need to recolor all of the effects like I've said before. There we go. Don't really have anything else to add here at the end, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the video. I really would love to hear from you guys down in the comments what your thoughts are on the skins, the battle pass in general. Maybe you love them, maybe you hate them. I'd love to hear regardless of what your opinion is on them. Of course, let me know also what you want to see me do next. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you staying all the way till the end, and as always, stay frosty.